figure out exactly why Clay's been setting me up.
Well, we can't do this sitting around here, so why don't we have you released and go to work?
No. Jeremy, Clay still thinks I'm crazy, which is exactly what I want. I was going on and on about Jack being alive, Jack coming here to pick me up, and when he left here, he had this look of extreme relief on his face. His guard is down.
Or he's planning his next move. Let me talk to the doctors.
No. I can't leave this hospital. Not yet.
But how long, fairly, shall her sweet life last? As long as hell and Richard likes of it. Yeah.
Daddy.
Oh, Tricia. Trucker, good to see you.
Where have you been?
What do you mean? Looking all over for you. Been right here. Where should I be?
We need to talk.
Sure. How about a drink?
No.
Well, Trucker, you're looking better and better. Pretty much recovered, huh?
Well, we didn't drop by to talk about me either.
Fine. How about talking over some dinner? Have you eaten yet?
Daddy, we don't want anything to eat. Look, Shayna's been saying some pretty terrible things about you.
Oh, that's no surprise. You know how she feels about me.
Well, this is different. She says that you've been doing some awful things to Stacy. I want to know if it's the truth.
Casey.
Please, go away.
I know that you don't want to talk to me or see me. You probably hate me. And you don't have to forgive me or ever love me again. But you're going to listen to what I have to say. And if you still feel the same way, I'll go. Casey. How long have you known?
Known what?
Oh, all those things that I'm supposed to learn and do by myself. Dinah Lee, you never mentioned that included finding out that Allie was pregnant with Cooper's baby. What, does that come in a separate manual?
Hannah, I'm sorry. Look, I wanted to tell you, but it was something that you should hear from Cooper, and he did tell you. So.
No, he didn't tell me. So all of your well-meant sister preparations were useless.
Well, then how did you find out?
Let's start with how you found out. What, did Cooper tell you in a fit of guilt? Or was it Allie?
No.
Maybe you read it in The Intruder. You know, that would be kind of perfect,
Hannah,
wouldn't it?
Isabel told me.
Isabel. Oh, great. Lovely. Now the whole town knows.
Honey, I tried to tell you.
No, Dinah Lee, you tried to drop me a few hints.
I didn't want to
hurt me. Well, I'm all ripped apart. You know, how could you let me go meet Cooper, knowing what was coming?
Honey, it broke my heart to let you go there.
But it wasn't my place to tell you. Oh, since when has that ever stopped you? You know, thanks, Dinah Lee, for making sure that I was the last one to know. Cooper's over at AU telling everyone how much he loves me and how he wants to marry me. So I went to put my overnight bag in the locker, and I come back and Casey and Cooper are fighting about Allie being pregnant. They didn't even notice me. I had to overhear it.
Honey, I know that this seems like the most horrible thing right now, but, you know, maybe it's for the best, huh?
Yeah, that's what they say when someone just died of a long, horrible illness. You've got your coat on.
Yeah, I was gonna go out. I don't have to go.
No, go. I want you to.
And I want to stay here with you.
But you know what really kills me? The fact that I have been such a blind, stupid idiot for trusting him. Did you hurt your hand?
I wanted to kill Cooper. I wanted to bash his head into the ground. I couldn't wait to see him dead.
This is as much my fault as it is Cooper's.
Did he force himself on you?
No.
Just covering all the bases here. So it was by mutual consent. Glad to know everyone got what they wanted.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. It's killing me to see how bad I've hurt you. I don't know what else to say. Will you please look at me?
I can. I can see planning already. I can see you and him thrashing around in heat. It's not a very pretty picture.
Nothing like that.
Right. Right. Next, you're going to tell me that it wasn't even making love.
It wasn't making love. It was making a mistake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And a pretty reckless one, too. What? You guys figured you were such good pals. Why even bother with safe sex? What's protection between friends, right? Maybe you should go get a checkup.
I already know I'm pregnant.
What? What planet are you living on? There's a disease out there called AIDS. Or are you just as ignorant about that as you are about birth control?
No, I'm not. If I could make all of this go away, I would. If I had to choose between never knowing Cooper Alden or having your love back, God, there would be no kind of contest. I hate myself for what I've done to you, to us. I love you so much.
Well, if this is how you show it, I'll pass, okay? Love is about trust, Allie. And trust is completely gone between us. Gone for good. Just get the hell out of here.
Oh, Jeremy, there's a mountain filled with papers that has to be dealt with before I can be released. I must have signed about 100 papers when I got here.
Well, let's get started. Who do we talk to?
No one.
Stacy, don't you want to go back to your kids?
Yes. Oh, yes, I do. But first, I've got to nail Clay. And to do that, I've got to stay here. I've got to stay crazy. Now, Clay finagled me here for a reason. And if I'm going to fight him on this, I've got to find out what that reason is.
You know what? I think you're right. We don't have enough evidence to go to the police. After all, he hasn't committed any crime.
Well, no, not technically. But what about crime of duplicity? He has played a very dirty game. It's been very cruel, very creepy, and absolutely unforgivable.
Why do I have the feeling that even if we had the evidence, you'd go to the police?
Oh, no. They can't do half of the things to him that I could do. Jeremy, I'm going to make Clay Alden crawl for what he did to me and my children. I'm going to make him suffer. And I know exactly how to do it.
You're telling me that Shayna is saying that I forced Stacy into Mountain View, right?
Mm-hmm. To get power of attorney over her AE stock.
It's getting old already. She was already here, accusing me of the same thing. But she didn't get anywhere because it's not the truth. What does she do, though, in her paranoid fashion? Runs to you and gives the same old story. That woman needs a life.
Well, she claims it's the truth in spite of your denial.
Well, then it's her word against your father's.
Exactly, which is why I'm here to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Doubt? What doubt? Weren't we in the same exact room when Doctors Heddick and Johnson made the recommendations? Didn't we agree unanimously that under the circumstances we had to commit Stacy?
Yes. And we feel very responsible for that decision. She's our best friend, and we were convinced that she needed help.
Yeah, you see, Clay, the problem is she's never behaved this way as long as we've known her.
Well, she's never had a husband die before.
Daddy, did you do this to Stacy?
What? Did I drive Stacy crazy to get control of her stock? Do you hear what you're saying? It's laughable.
Stacy's not laughing, Clay. Neither are we.
Oh, now, look here. Serena must be going through some problems. Or she's got some kind of heavy agenda here. I mean, let's face it. She has damaged goods, and people like that are dangerous. Do you know she hates all the Aldens? You actually believe her.
Well, with your track record. Daddy, I want to know the truth.
The truth. The truth is that I care deeply about Stacy. You have to admit that you weren't around in her worst moments. I mean, you didn't see what she was going through just before she went in the hospital. I mean, I went through a lot of pain and anguish with her. Why would I want to hurt her?
Clay, I didn't know you read Shakespeare. I'm sorry.
You didn't know.
No.
Got into it recently. Richard III, interesting character.
Hey, isn't he the one that killed his entire family just to get to be king?
Don't know. Haven't finished it yet.
Daddy, is Shayna wrong? Because if she's not, and you've done this to Stacy, then I want to know, and you'll just come clean and we'll deal with it.
Tricia.
For God's sake, tell me the truth for
the
once.
truth is that I love Stacy. I married her, didn't I? I want her to recover. I want her at home with me and her children, where she belongs. You have to believe me.
I was hoping that Cooper would have the courage to tell you himself. Obviously, he didn't. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I should have told you. The way you found out was the worst possible way. Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, what if Cooper was never going to tell me? How did he think he was going to cover this up? Hide Allie, and then when she had a baby, hide that too?
I don't know. But he's an Alden, you know. When did they ever act like ordinary people?
He could have told me. I mean, that's what love is supposed to be about. No secrets, you know?
Yeah. Listen, Hannah, you have to forget about him. You have to forget that any of this ever happened, okay? It's over, and it's done with.
Maybe he was going to tell me. I didn't really give him a chance. God, I should have stopped talking. He was probably going to.
Hannah.
I was babbling and babbling about how we had to go and elope, and he couldn't get a word in.
Wait a second, I'm not hearing what I think I'm hearing.
Maybe he was going to tell me that Allie was pregnant with his baby. He was just waiting for the right moment, Dinah Lee, and I blew it.
You listen to me. You are not going to forgive him for this.
Are you saying that you don't love me anymore?
Oh, sure. So I can take the easy way out? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Allie, I don't love you anymore. I hate you. There's no excuse for what you did. I look at you and I feel nothing but disgust, and the minute you walk out that door, I'll forget about you forever. If only it were that simple.
It's not that simple because it's not true, Casey.
Well, I wish it were. I am so angry with you. I feel completely betrayed. You bashed my teeth in, Prescott. Thank you very much.
So sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, too. I'm sorry that you didn't love me enough to tell me the truth.
That's not true. I love you so much.
And why did you try to trick me? That night, when you wanted me to make love to you, you knew you were pregnant then, didn't you?
Casey, I was terrified. I actually thought that it would solve everything, but I couldn't go through with it. I could not do that to you.
Because you loved me.
Yes.
I loved you, too. And that's why it was okay for me to not do it that night in that way. Because I wanted our first time together to be special. I wanted it to be something that we would remember the rest of our life. Yeah, well, that doesn't matter because everything that I wanted is gone.
No, it's not true.
Please, don't say anything. I can't deal with this anymore.
Casey.
What are you doing out here? It's freezing.
I was waiting for you to come home.
Look, I told you, I can't talk about this anymore
I know,
tonight.
I know. I just wanted to say goodbye.
Where are you going?
I don't know. I just know that I can't live here anymore.
I understand. So why, you gonna go back to your grandmother's?
Maybe.
What about when the baby comes? I mean, have you thought about what you're gonna do?
I've thought about it, and I don't know.
So you gonna keep it?
I don't know that either. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. I don't know how to think or feel. I just know that I have these huge decisions that I have to make. And every time I try to get a plan together, my brain stops functioning.
Whatever you decide, you have to do what you think is right.
And I have to do it alone. This baby's, it's my responsibility.
Yeah.
I love you. And I always will.
Daddy, I want to believe you.
Did you know that Stacy fired Shayna? Surprised the hell out of me. I had to scramble to find the new lawyer.
Ah, well, you found him.
Well, yeah, I found him. Somebody else is going to do it? You know, it's probably nothing more than sour grapes. Stacy fires Shayna, and she retaliates against somebody that she hates. Me. And you know, the new lawyer is already complicating my life. He wants me to take power of attorney over Stacy's estate because it's such a shambles.
Has Stacy agreed to this?
He says she hasn't got much choice. She has a responsibility to her children's future to get her affairs in order.
Yeah, affairs that include a large chunk of AE stock that she inherited from her husband.
Yeah?
And you have no interest in that stock, do you, Clay?
So that's why you're here. Give me some trouble, huh?
Just trying to do what's right.
So am I. Right for Stacy.
Well, okay, then. Since you have no interest in the stock, then you shouldn't have any problem turning them over to someone else to manage, then.
I have absolutely no problem with that. But there isn't anyone else around.
Sure there is. Us.
We'd be happy to take care of it.
Are you aware that managing an estate can be very time-consuming? Your motorcycle business could suffer.
Oh, come on, Clay. Listen, I've got Arthur to help me out. Leland stop by and lends a hand. You know, we're covered.
Okay, I see.
Good. Settled then?
You wouldn't have any time for Christopher.
Daddy, Christopher is well taken care of. We'll manage.
Well, great, Clay. So where do we go and what do we sign?
Stacy, can you handle being away from JJ and Heather?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're having a blast at Trisha and Trucker's. And this buys me just enough time to make my next move.
Our next move. Remember, whatever you're cooking, we're cooking it together. You ask for my help.
You're right. You're right. But don't forget, too many cooks, we spoil the batter.
That's an English saying. It doesn't mean anything. I'm French. We're the culinary experts of the world.
Oh, man. What would I have done without you?
The same. Except it would have taken you twice as long, and it wouldn't have been nearly as enjoyable. Anyway, fundamental requirements for conspiracy, act in pairs.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh. Thank you for being my friend.
And thank you, most of all, for being on my side.
Anytime. Now, are you going to tell me what's going on?
Oh, well, it's very simple. I believe in the golden rule. Do unto others as they have done unto you. I'm going to give Mr. Clay Alden a taste of his own rotten medicine.